and welcome. It's another Wednesday at noon. I'm really happy to offer today's class for you. Take a moment to find yourself a seat on the mat. Today we've got a really nice class, a simple one for renewal, inner and outer renewal. So find yourself a comfortable seat. I'm sitting up on a block, but however's comfortable for you. Just take a moment. We're going to just begin just to initiate our balanced breathing, 4 counts in and 4 counts out. So finding that comfortable seat, we'll just start with this breath that we'll take through our practice. So breathing in for 4, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. Nice and relaxed in the shoulders. In, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. Spine is long, lifting up and out of the hips. In, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. Again, in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. So come out of your seat. We're going to come right now to all fours for cat and cow. But we're going to do it a little different today. So we're going to hold the poses. So drop the belly, squeeze the shoulder blades a little together here, and make your chest pull forward. Squeeze the thighs a little together. Press the tops of your feet into the floor. And maintain that 4-4 breathing. When you can, coming back to that 4-4 breathing. And out, 2, 3, 4. One more breath here. In. And a breath out. So now start to round the spine. So we'll press the tops of the feet still into the floor. We press into the hands. We squeeze the thighs together, but now we're just rounding. And we don't want to push into any one area more than others, but just kind of finding nice and even. And out. 2 more breaths. In. And out. Last one, breathe in. Now as you exhale, take the hips back. Bring the feet, big toes to touch. You can bring the knees a little wide. Shift back into a child's pose. Hands come forward, drop the head. Breathing here. In, 2, 3, 4. And with the exhale, just settle deeper, stretch a little more. 3, 4. With the inhale, spine gets long. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, sink. 2, 3, 4. Lengthen. In. 2, 3, 4. Last breath. Exhale, sink. Hands are wide. 2, 3, 4. Okay, hips come up, and just make sure the fingers are spread. Press into the hands. Shift the hips back now into down dog. Let the head and neck nod yes and no. Press firm into the hands. Straighten through the spine. Bend the knees as much as necessary. With the next exhale, press the heels back if you can maintain that long spine still. If you feel your spine start to shorten up, bend the knees. 2, 3. Exhale, heel back. 2, 3, 4. Last one. In. Exhale, heels back. 2, 3, 4. Again, one more time. So knees down. We'll do all 4 of those poses. So tops of the feet into the mat. Drop the belly for cow. We breathe. 2, 3. We did for about 5 breaths. Now we'll do for 3, 2, 3, 4. Last exhale. As you round the spine, or as you exhale now, round the spine, come into cat pose. Stay with a rounded spine. Tops of the feet still press in. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4. Again, in. And now as you exhale, hips back into child's pose. Bring the big toes to touch. Walk the hands out. 3 breaths in. And out. Lengthen through the spine. Sync with the exhale. Inhale. Spine lengthens, hips heavy. Exhale. Soften into the earth. One more, in. And out. Walk the hands in a little. Press to come up. Spread the fingers. Press into the hands. Firm arms, down dog. Big exhale. Head is heavy. Heels back. Spine straight. So if the spine can't be straight or relatively straight, bend the knees a little. You can play with that. You can bend on the inhales. Exhale, heels back. Okay, this time, just walk the feet up halfway. Soften the knees, fold. Grab opposite elbows. Just let the head get heavy here. Weight in the heels. Hips back. Let the hips straighten any amount. Let the knees straighten any amount. But keep the weight heavy in the heels. 3 more breaths in. And out. 2, 3, 4. Again, in. And out. Last one. And out. Roll up to stand. Beautiful. Feet about 2 fists apart. Outer feet parallel. Interlace. Release the index finger. Reach up. Lift up with the chest. Lean back. Chest lifts. Press into the heels. Two more breaths. And last one. Come up. Now go over to the side. So you're going over to the right. Press into the feet. Long through the spine. You can even look up a little bit. Right shoulder forward, left shoulder back. Straighten out. Last breath here. Come up. Now go to the other side. So right shoulder comes forward, left back. If like most people, just to balance if that's happening in your body. Press firm into the feet. Lengthening through the whole right side here. While strengthening through the left side. One more breath. Awesome. Come back up. Now I'm going to face this way for the half sun salutation. So we keep the feet wide, same positioning as before. I'm going to take my arms up into that standing back bend. So release the index fingers, reach back, lift up. And then as I exhale, I'm going to fold into that ragdoll. So soft bend in the knees. Hands can come down or just wherever. We're going to take the hips back and reach the hands back and lift the chest. And then reach the hands forward as a counterbalance. Keep the chest lifted. Plant the hands. Halfway lift the spine. And then come all the way up into that back bend. You can interlace or just reach the hands back. Exhale, fold, soft bend. Inhale, hands back, chest lift. So like kind of like an airplane, weight in the heels as the chest comes forward. Then reach the hands forward now. Keep the chest lifted, hips and heels back. And from here, fold. Long spine. And come all the way up back into the back bend. Let's do that one more time. Exhale, fold. We're just building some heat. I'm feeling a lot warmer now. Hands back, long spine. Hips back, heels back. Reach the hands forward. Fold. And then from here, we're going to come all the way back up through that back bend. Drop the hands down. Going to face the other way now so I can see you. And I'm going to bring, you can always grab something for balance. We're going to do tree pose. So if you like, we're shifting the weight now into the left leg entirely and lifting the right foot and finding a home above or below the leg so you can stand up tall. So you have choices, hands to stabilize on a wall or on the hips. If you're feeling steady, chest is lifted, press that foot into the thigh if it's lifted up that high. Coming up, we're going to reach the hands out, turn the palms up, and then reach them up. And then again, you can't see my hands, but I'm making that interlace like this. Not a big deal. You can do anything really, but with that lift, I want to keep my shoulders down. If you're coming up into that lift, so I'm just working to build some of that postural strength in my spine as my lower body stabilizes in this single-sided pose. Last breath, I'm talking way too much, I'm sorry. Just keeping you through the pose, keeping you in it. Okay, lower, release. Let's do the other side. So root into the right foot. Left foot lifts. Hands stabilize at the hips. Our arms up and overhead with the left thumb on top, opposite interlace. Press foot into thigh and press back. And then we're working to open the hips. So from the side, I'll show you from the side, my knee comes forward quite a bit on this side. I want to keep the hips still forward, take the knee back while keeping the hips forward. Last breath here. Release, step the feet wide. And with a wide stance, take the arms, turn the palms up, and then we're just going to come to the left. Sorry, it doesn't matter which. Just take my left hand across, coming back up, and I'll take my right hand across. And then my feet slightly turned out. As I do it, there's a bit of a pivot. Come up, you can open. So I like to have my thumbs back, and then coming down. If this is a long way for you, you can use chairs or block. Do 10 or so in total. So about 5 to each side to open things up. Let's make that last one 5 breaths on each side. So just pause on the one side. If it's too much, And you don't have props, you can also just grab your ankle or bring your hand up. And if you've got this, if you feel steady, you can also look up at the top hand. Let's come back through center. Thumbs back, reset. Chest lifts, squeeze the shoulder blades, and then take it to the other side. So about 5 breaths here. Looking up, building your balance. Come back through center, reset. Thumbs up, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Very nice. Okay, turn to face the one side. We'll come back into downward dog. 5 breaths in downward dog. Press into the fingers, they're spread. Arms are straight, shoulder blades spread. If you can, heels press back with the spine bone. From here, lift the right leg up. Take the knee forward, so knee to wrist, and then shift the hips back. You can come down onto this hip, or you can pad the hip. We want the knee down on the floor. If it's not down on the floor, you can flip like this onto your back. But we want the whole shin, knee, and ankle on the floor. And ideally the hip also on the floor. Press back, lift it back to downward dog. You can always shake out the leg. Now lift the left leg, inhale, knee to ankle, knee to wrist, excuse me. Come down so that the whole left shin's on the mat, the thigh, the hip, ideally, or pad it. Shoulders relax away from the ears, neck long. Three more breaths here. Inhaling, 2, 3, 4, and exhale. Again, in and out. Last one. In and out. Roll down onto your seat. We're going to take the legs out wide here. So we're making a V shape with the legs. Again, you could sit on a block or a cushion or something. If you feel like you're rolling back, another great option is to come up against a wall. This took me a long time to get, but it's really good for your body to build this. So it might be helpful to sit on something, a little cushion or something. You can always use a wall, or you can use your hands back behind you, but we want to find this kind of uprightness in the spine. So we're grounding into the sitting bones. The toes, if they're wanting to turn out, dial them up. Come forward, lengthen. You can lift up through the chest, lift and reach. Long spine, and you might drop the hands down in front. Our bodies are all sort of built differently, so this is great flexibility to build, and it takes a little practice, but it comes fast. So wherever you're at, just respect where you're at. We'll slow things down a little. We'll hold these poses just a little longer. And just let our body sort of open with time. Mindful attention to breath. I'm just going to reposition the camera while you're in this pose for this, so you'll be able to see this a little better for the last our floor poses. So a couple more breaths here. That's better. In a little better. Okay. Nice. Bring it in a little closer too. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So from here we're just right leg in. So the right knee is bent. We'll just turn now to the left leg. And again, you can have that cushion to prop up. These one-sided poses are great for correcting some of the imbalances and helping us to gain flexibility too. So hands back to find length, or the wall could help with length. Otherwise, you're coming forward. We want these toes pointed up, and they can even kind of curl back towards us. So the heel reaches forward in time. You can always have, if your leg is screaming here, if your knee is screaming, if you're in pain, just have something under here is great. In time, all this will happen. This type of work, these passive stretches, longer holds are really great for adjusting our body and correcting imbalances. So when we talk about renewal, inner and outer renewal, sometimes our body just gets like a bike, a little out of tune. So we just tune up here with our yoga by paying attention to our breath and our body. Gives us a chance to clean up, to get things working a little better. Feel better about how our body's moving. Let's come up. We'll take the right leg out, left foot in. So it can be up. And just find length in the spine is great. Against the wall is great. If your body likes to fold forward here, if it feels okay, you can lengthen, reach forward, and start to come forward. Walk the body forward any amount. I'll turn to face you a little better here. Yeah. So left knee out to the side, left foot in. You can always have something under the hips here. So when we do these asymmetrical poses, single-sided poses, really helps us to get to know our body's uniqueness, the ways that our bodies are built and shaped over the years. Really kind of neat. Allows us to get more intimate with ourselves. One of the things I love about yoga, keeps me coming back over the years. Okay, coming up. From here, we'll come onto our back. We'll have the feet on the mat, so the heels are close to the hips. Do a few bridges. I'm just going to adjust because I think I brought it in. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, so feet fairly close to the hips, and just press up into your bridge. Press the hands into the floor. You can grab your mat or press into the floor. Actually, if you grab your mat like you're pulling the mat apart, press into the feet. The heels and the balls of the feet. Hips lift as high as possible. Pull like you're trying to rip your mat in two. If you don't have a yoga mat, just press into the floor. That's great too. The last thing to lift is your chest towards your chin, but really get the hips up. That's the most important. Okay. Release, slowly lower down. Take a moment here. You can windshield wipe the knees. Take your feet as wide as the mat and windshield wipe the knees to the right. Now to the left. Back to the right. Wherever they end up is okay. There's no need to force anything or push anything, just noticing. And back through center and to the left. Bring the knees back in. Take the legs long. Bring the shoulders in and under. Take the chin, take the chin over to the left. Inhale back through center. Take the chin over to the right. Back through center. Chin in towards chest. Gently release down so the neck is long. With each exhale, let your body sink a little more into the mat, get a little heavier here. Find a greater sense of ease and release and softening. So the undoing part. So let go of your control of your breath now. Watch the breath as it comes in and out. With your next exhale, you can bring your knees in towards your belly. And with your inhale, reach and stretch your arms overhead, big stretch. Roll to the right side and use your top arm to help you press to come back up to a seat. We'll finish today's class with a few rounds of balanced breathing. So coming back to a comfortable seat, we'll do balanced breathing is a 4-4 breath count. So we'll inhale for 4 and exhale for 4, just to come back to a nice balanced regulated breathing. So in 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4. Again, in and out. Let's do one more round. In and out. And thank you so much for joining me for today's practice, for your efforts. I hope that you feel a sense of renewal, inner and outer, a little bit more of a shine. If you enjoyed today's practice, please don't hesitate to come back and check it out again. And please join us. We'll be back next Wednesday, as always, at noon for this class. If you liked it, also, you can give it a thumbs up. And thank you so much. And have a wonderful rest of your day, rest of your week. Take care. Namaste. Bye-bye. Oh, thanks.